hello everybody. How are you all doing? Welcome to Tuesday. I'm not as tired as it was yesterday. Managed to get a nice, cozy, like 9.5 hours last night. Made up for yesterday a little bit. I'm sure I still have some more sleep debt to make up for, but yeah, I'm feeling much more with it today than I was yesterday. Yesterday I felt like I was a dead man walking, so cheers. Cheers to that. Everybody, do you have your water? Is everybody hydrating? Make sure you have it. Okay, my goal is I'm gonna drink 3 of these today. It's gonna happen, so I will certainly need the help remembering to hydrate while I draw, but hey everybody. Welcome in. Let me scroll up and say hi to everybody and then we'll get started. I felt like doing some animal anatomy studies, but I didn't really have a specific animal that I wanted to draw, so I figured feet are hard to draw. At least they can be. And I just thought it might be fun to focus on animal feet. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Look at chat. Oh, hey, I think that's the first time that's been played. What am I missing? Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Am I missing something? Raga just pressing buttons. How are you doing, Raga? Alright, I've hydrated. Thank you. Okay, let me, hey Miss Art Rules, how you doing? Hey Maze, hey everybody. I did add it, yes, see, I do listen, it just takes me a while to get to stuff. I'm a busy girl. It's been there for a minute, actually. Maybe I forgot to say anything about it. I don't know, yeah, I can't keep track of my life. I have too many things going on at any given time. Cool, thanks for pinning that to the top of chat, by the way, Amaze, appreciate that. If anyone needs references, I've got tons of references in that Pinterest board there. I've tried to curate it really well so that it's just photographs. There shouldn't be any AI that I'm aware of, but anyway, if you see some, let me know. However, a lot of it is old references or my own photos that I've taken, so most of it should be fine. But yeah, anyway, feel free to dig through there if you want to find some references of animal feet, or if you want to draw something else. If you're digging through there and you see a truck or something that you want to draw, that's fine too. Really the idea with the art gym, for anyone who doesn't know, is just to do some studies. So start your day off, or end your day, depending on your time zone, with some studies. My personal goal is 30 minutes of study time a day, just to kind of warm up the art muscles and get the bad drawings out, as we like to say. But you know, if you can go longer, if you can go shorter, I mean, any amount of time spent training your observation eye is going to be helpful, and so this is our accountability session to do that. So if that sounds like fun to you, if that sounds interesting, come on in. We'd love to have you. At the end, we will show all of the all of the studies, I should say, that people are working on, and we'll show them on the screen. So if you want to be a part of that, you can either post in the Discord, which there is a Discord command for that. My chat is not scrolled all the way down, so I have no idea what's going on. Or something I'm trying this week, we'll see, maybe it's useless, I don't know. But if anybody wants to, I also have a Blue Sky post. My most recent Blue Sky post, I'll just type Blue Sky. You can drop it in there too, in the comments. That way, I know some people, if you do a study, maybe you don't want to make it your own post on your own social media about it. Maybe that's just not what you want to put on your social media, but you still want to participate, but you don't want to be in Discord. I'm trying to be more inclusive. I'm trying to make it so that people don't feel like they have to join the Discord to participate. You can also just drop a link to your study in chat, whatever is easiest for you, honestly. But I know for some people, taking a photo with your phone and then posting it in the comments on Blue Sky might be easier. So anyway, those are the options that I can think of to help people be able to participate if they'd like to. Okay, so let me say hi and let's get going. Hey Buckaholic, I'm glad you're enjoying the music. Good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. And then we have Rue. Howdy Rue, how are you? Hope you're doing well. And yeah, Kay, good to see you, Yak. Love your little waving emote as always. I haven't seen a Casey stream in forever. I need to get back in there. I think my sub ran out. I miss those emotes. She's got some good emotes. Feetsy's Day indeed, Miss Art. Yep. Easel, howdy. How are you, Easel? Before I forget, you guys should all go follow Easel if you aren't already. Probably most of you are. But Easel, I hope you're doing well. Are you streaming today? I feel like you stream on Tuesdays, right? Maybe my brain is farting. I actually couldn't remember what day it was this morning. So, it's very possible. I don't know what's going on. Did I add that after the incident? I think I added it like a few weeks ago. I added it at the same time as the hugs on screen got added. Whenever that was. I don't remember. I think the incident did inspire the incident with me not knowing my camera was on my face for like 2 minutes while I was watching a video somebody posted. That was pretty bad. Hey Squirrel, how are you? Welcome back in. Good to see you. You're doing well. Scrolling to make sure I don't miss anybody. Okay, I think I said hi to everyone. If I didn't say hi to you, hello. And also to my lurkers, hello. I appreciate you. Yeah. You are indeed. Okay, you're looking at Indiana Jones one. Nice. You're sleepy but great. Has your sleep gotten any better, Isol? I finally managed to catch up a little bit last night. Yeah, of course. I'm sure most of my community is following you, but just in case there's any stragglers, make sure you're following me at Isol. Fantastic artist here on Twitch. Okay. Let's erase my little scribble here and get started. I'm trying to make my little posts about this. That's part of why it took a little bit longer to go live, because I was like, oh, I should try and make like a more interesting looking little hey we're starting now post. So I might try to start incorporating little Casey chibi doodles, but You saw Lexi Murdoch live? No way. That's really cool, Bach. I'm kind of late to Lexi Murdoch, but I am a fan. Alright, I'm just going to spread these references out a bit and get started. So I'm going to be doing a variety of animal feats today. I'm definitely going to do some horse hind legs. There's some instances where I know I need to practice on certain things, so I'm probably going to do like a few hooved animal legs, especially since most of the time, as you know, grass is our greatest enemy when drawing animals here, because the feet are always hidden by grass, and so it's very hard to get them right. So hopefully this will help alleviate some of that. So I'm going to approach this the same way that I approach any kind of a study. Start with the big shapes first. Try to get your proportions right before you add details. You're going to be much happier with the end result if you do that. If you jump right into details, that's when you start making like proportional errors, and then in the end you're going to feel like you wasted your time. So just a little pro tip for anybody who's new to drawing, start with the big shapes. You might enjoy it better. And of course you can always check out like the actual anatomy, like here looking at the bones and what's going on inside under the skin can help you understand the mechanics of what's happening, rather than just thinking about it as, you know, like for me, for instance, I've looked at like skeletons of wolves enough and dogs enough that I know, okay, like here's the wrist. Oops. Get you on the right layer. Like here's the wrist, here's the hand bones, here's the toe bones, right? So like I know kind of what's going on in here. There's that rotating arm. So anyway, it helps a lot. It helps you know how to like break down the reference picture. So if you haven't done that before, I highly recommend doing a few skeletal studies. Morning, hey Show Me Art, how are you? It's good to see you. I'm doing all right. I finally got some sleep last night, so I'm feeling much better than I was feeling yesterday. It was like pulling teeth to draw yesterday during the St. Patty's Day stream. Yeah, I managed to get to bed at a reasonable hour last night, and oh, so happy. So happy. And I guess we could talk a little bit about like foot pads and stuff too for animals. So a fun little tidbit that I always try to remember about like the difference between a canine foot and a cat foot. I probably have a chart about this somewhere, but the canine foot, basically if you look at the toe pads, they're going to look something like this. You're going to have the two on the side, so it's like a little more pointy than that, I think. But you're going to have the two kind of nestled into the like divot right there, and then the middle two toes go farther forward, so you can see that right here. So you got nestled, two in the front, and then the other one's going to be like right here somewhere. And then their prints always look like this, right? Something like that. Whereas a cat is going to be a little more evenly spaced. So they still have the 4 toes, but they just kind of go around like that, right? So the dog is more, the canine is more angular. And those two toes always kind of go forward, yeah. Beans! Yes, beans indeed. Little toe beans. Yeah, as you're looking at your references, try to think about things like that. Ask yourself questions like, why am I putting this here? Oh, because these toes are more far forward. Like right now, it just made me realize I put that too far forward. So think about what you're drawing. Try not to draw from imagination. Try to draw from what you're actually seeing, and that's going to prevent things like what I just did. Because I am not immune to this. I too am a sucker for some imaginative drawing. So I think I see the little claw over there, so that's where I'm gonna put it. Okay, we got little feet, little puppy sitting on parent dog lap. But yeah, you can see it in the way that their toes are even as puppies. Okay, let's do this one. You love small artists and small venues. Nice. I don't listen to a lot of live music, to be honest, unless it's free. Because I'm broke, so I don't tend to go to concerts very often. But I used to do that in college a little more. I don't know why I decided that was a good idea to spend my money that way in college when I was extra broke, but just the things that you do, I suppose. It is fun. It's very cozy, though, to be, like, up close with a musical artist rather than, like, in a big concert hall. Yeah, it was weird for you. You actually slept till 8:30 this morning. Same. But for me, I know why. It's because yesterday I got, like, 4 hours of sleep. So I think I was just really... And, like, yesterday... Like, not last night, but the night before is when I got 4 hours of sleep. And I've been kind of getting short sleep for the last few days, so last night my body, I think, just, like, conked out, which is what I need. So I'm hoping today I can do some art stuff, and then, like, maybe right after stream do some, like, heavy cleaning, or something for, like, 30 minutes just to get some exercise in. I actually went for a run yesterday, a very, 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 very short one. It was more of like intervals because I have a hip injury that I have to be really careful about, but it has really held me back over the last 2 years waiting for it to heal. And I'm just so tired of sitting around and not getting my exercise. So I pushed it a little bit yesterday and I'm a little, I can feel the injury like a little sore, but it's not like I'm not limping. So I'm hoping that means it's okay. But I'm gonna take it easier today and just do some like inside cleaning stuff and maybe some like little body workout stuff. But I think part of why I haven't been sleeping well is I'm just not getting the exercise that I usually get, and so I'm just not burning off enough energy so that when I lay down my body and my brain are not tired enough. So I'm gonna try and maybe adjust that in the next few weeks and see if that helps, especially right now since I'm like homebound basically because I don't have a car. May as well do what I can. Guess what your first concert was? Nickelback. My first concert, I don't know if it counts as a concert, but it was like a private tour that Randy Travis was doing. And I guess it counts as a concert. Yeah, so I saw Randy Travis concert, which is like so bittersweet because I don't know if any of you guys are, so he's obviously a country person. And this was toward the end of his touring days, for sure. But he, unfortunately, has had a stroke and like can't hardly speak, and so definitely can't sing. And so it's really sad to me. I mean, I'm glad that I got to see and listen to him live. But man, such a shame. Your first concert was Journey. Nice. That is a cool first concert. Let's see. I think I've only been to like 5 concerts in my life. So I haven't been to that many. And 2 of them were pretty small because they were like power metal bands from Scandinavia. and so the venues weren't huge. It was more like in a bar, or like a big bar, I guess. Like a ballroom, I think is what they called it. So I saw Randy Travis, I've seen Sonata Arctica and Camelot. Also Nightwish was with one of them, I can't remember which one. I actually am not a huge Nightwish fan, but that was, I think they were the headliner. But I was there for Camelot, I think, and or Sonata Arctica, I can't remember which one it was. For any of the power metal heads in the chat. And then I think right before I moved to Colorado, I went and saw Weird Al Yankovic. I forget how to say it. So yeah, so it's quite the spec. We got country, we've got power metal, we've got Weird Al, and then I recently saw, it was like 2 years ago, saw Illenium at Red Rocks. So my music taste is kind of like all over the board. Yeah, that's the entirety of my concert experience. Other than like my friend was in a metal band in college, and I would go to their shows sometimes, but they were definitely just playing at bars, you know. I don't know if it counts as like, at what point is it a concert and not just like live music? And then like festivals, I guess like there's been people playing, but I didn't like go for that. Anyway, that's the extent of my live music experience. Snow Patrol is a good one, Skywell. Wow, that's a really good one. Yeah, oh right. Anybody who's seen Journey in concert is automatically cool. Yeah, they're just expensive. Exactly. Yeah, they're expensive. That's mostly what keeps me away from them, unfortunately. I would love to go to more, but I can't afford to. So I'm just gonna have to be content with listening to the music online. Or digging out my old CDs, I guess. What's the first, if anyone had a first cassette or CD or whatever record, I don't know the age range of folks in here, first MP3 you ever bought? I'm curious what the first music you ever purchased was. Mine, I'm pretty sure my first CD purchase was either Linkin Park or Avril Lavigne, to date myself slightly. Parents had so many CDs. Oh yeah, I still have a lot of CDs. Fox Confessor, Camelot is your favorite. Nice, good taste. Every once in a while at my studio setup, a Camelot song will come on the playlist. I don't listen to like a ton. Billy Joel, wow, classic taste. Like it. First 8-track and first purchase was the Eagles. I mean, you have great taste though. These are songs that people and bands that people still listen to. I certainly have plenty of Eagles tracks. Radio Disney stuff, nice. Corby has seen Journey in concert. Dang, that's awesome. Do they still... They did like a tour not too long ago, I thought. I don't know, I don't keep up because I can't afford. First was Ricky Martin. Oh my gosh, Ricky Martin. Wow, what a tie. Hey, Spicy Jaw, how are you? Weird Al is great, I agree, ZBrush. How you doing? That's why you're kind of broke. You've been to hundreds and hundreds of concerts. Yeah, they're just so expensive. Show me art. I mean, if it's what you enjoy, go for it. I have a friend like that. That's where she wants to spend her money, is concerts, and that's cool. I want to go to Red Rocks. Yeah, Red Rocks is totally worth it. I will warn you though, Red Rocks will absolutely ruin you on acoustics. You'll just wish every show could be at Red Rocks because it sounds so cool. It looks so cool. The only time Red Rocks is a bummer is when there's bad weather, but even then it's a cool experience. It just makes it more epic. It's the best place in the country to watch a concert, yeah. It should be on everyone's bucket list, for sure. And for those who don't know, I live in Colorado. I live somewhat close to Red Rocks, not exactly close, but like it's a reasonable drive. And you can go for free when there's not a concert going on. It's actually like a park. So there's like trails, you can walk around, you can actually walk to the amphitheater. Like if you go early in the morning, there's crazy people running up and down the stairs and doing yoga and like having intense workouts because it's like there's a huge stairway to get to it. But if you do go, just drive to the very top. Don't park at the first lot you see, go to the very top. Unless you want to do like a quarter mile of stairs. But it's really cool to park there and just walk around and do some exploring and hiking and take some photos. It's awesome. Highly recommend Red Rocks. That's why you love small venues. I pay no more than $40. That's true. I'm pretty sure the tickets, well, of course this was a while ago, but I'm pretty sure the tickets to go see Camelot were $40. 40 or 50. It was a smaller venue, so that's probably why. ZBrush went to the first VH1 Rock Honors. You were falling asleep until Kiss came on with its pyro effects. I was like, ooh, fire. Oh, that's amazing, ZBrush. Yours was Yellow by Coldplay. I'm not gonna judge you, it's fine. Listen. I have dated myself plenty already. Do you know Unleash the Archers? They are vying for... Oh, no, I don't. I'll have to look them up. Thanks for the recommendation, Fox Confessor. I will write that down. We also have if anyone wants to suggest music, I haven't gone through it in a while, but I'm going to when I can get back to my studio, and once I can get everything else done that I need to get done in my studio. It's on my list to go through the music share section of the Discord and like find all the stuff you folks have recommended and maybe get some if I want to add them to the playlist that we could play. So Canadian power metal, nice. I haven't listened to any new power metal in a while. For a while I was into Dragon Force just because it made me laugh so much. Like, Dragon Force is the most ridiculous power metal band. But that's probably the most recent one that I listened to, and they're pretty old, I think, at this point. Unleash the Archer. I'll check them out. Very cool. Yeah, I really liked Within Temptation, too. I don't know, I actually still really like Within Temptation, but I haven't kept up with any of these bands. Red Rocks is the temple sacred place of all concert venues. Yeah, it's fantastic. Plus, if you go when the visitor center is open, there's like a little music hall walk of fame you can do at Red Rocks, where you can like you walk through this like long hallway, and they've got plaques and photos and stuff of like everybody who's ever played there from like the very first concert at Red Rocks back in the 1800s, and then they like list all the bands year by year. Like, it's pretty cool, actually. At least I think it goes up to like pretty recently. I don't think it's up to like today, but they update it like every 5 years or something. It's pretty cool. Hey Claire, how's it going? It's good to see you. Welcome to the art gym. How are you doing? I'm doing animals' feet studies today because I don't know, woke up feeling like I wanted to draw creatures, but I didn't know what creature. And then I was like, what do I need to work on with animals? Feet. Feet are all often obscured by grass in a lot of reference photos, so I'm trying to focus on various animal feet, learning about them, how to draw them, so. But anybody, by the way, if anybody's popping in and you want to draw with me, you don't have to do this if this topic does not interest you. It's fine. You know, you can do figure drawing or draw objects you see around you or do whatever kind of study you want. It's just kind of an opportunity to warm up together, start our day, or at least start my day. For me, it's the morning, with some drawing. Speaking of that, everybody, just so you know, I'm going to start doing these art gym studies in April, I think. I'm going to try starting them at 9 a.m. instead of 10. So we're going to bump it ahead by an hour, and I'm hoping this frees up my day a little bit. So just fair warning, art gym's going to be starting earlier next month. I'll try to put some notices on Discord and stuff, because I know everybody's probably used to this time slot, but I'm going to see if that works better for me to go from like 9 to 11 versus 10 to noon. So I think that will free up my day quite a bit and make me feel a little more productive. I know, I'm sorry, Bach. For some people it may not be welcome news, but I just have found, I think I need to get started earlier because my mornings, I'm just kind of like piddling around, kind of wasting time a little bit, and so I think it'll get me out of bed earlier, and I think it will help me have more time the rest of the day, especially once I'm able to start afternoon streams again. I'm hoping that that's going to start eventually again, once I can get all the dang issues with my internet and my studio PC worked out. Would love to start doing the morning warm-up streams, or I mean the afternoon streams again, so hopefully it helps. But yeah, how's everybody doing? How you doing, Claire? Let's see. Somebody say Canadian. Indeed. Manchester Orchestra is another interesting band. Silence of the Moth. Oh, Silence of the Moth. Wait, no, there's a band that has a similar name to that. Manchester Orchestra. Cool. Yeah, feel free to post if anyone's in the Discord who wants to drop some tracks for me to listen to. I'm probably gonna forget some of these. Simple Plan. Oh man, I listened to them back in the day. Dan the BC Man. I like VeggieTales. Yes. VeggieTales. I do have some VeggieTales songs on my playlist at the studio. How you doing, Dan? Isn't it great that horses constantly give us the finger since literally they're all standing? It's true. It's true. They are all standing on their middle finger. Yeah, technically true. You know, I've never thought about it that way. Oh, thanks, Claire. Yeah, I'm trying to get better at lots of things, so. Also, if you guys aren't following Claire, you absolutely should. Claire is another fantastic artist here on Twitch. Easel. I always get, gosh. I always get Barbara Manatee, that's the one stuck in my head. My friend grew up watching VeggieTales. My friend Ryu actually grew up watching VeggieTales. I never watched it as a kid. I didn't even know what it was until like high school. But anyway, she played a couple of songs for me one time, and ever since she did, I've had that song specifically stuck in my head for years. It's kind of a shame. I'm not really an animal drawer, but love watching you. Oh, thank you. Object you're drawing. Thank you for the tips on my. Oh, of course, yeah. Goodness, I'm honored. Show me art. Thank you for saying so. That's really, really sweet. I'm glad to hear anything that I've ever done here is helpful for anybody. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me and just keeping me accountable to actually doing studies, because it's definitely something I just historically have not made time for, and I need accountability because I get so distracted. If you haven't noticed, chat, I get pretty easily distracted, and I just need people to make sure that I'm doing stuff. So if that's anybody here hanging out, just to make sure I do it, thank you. I've done more studies in the last year than I think I have ever in my whole life combined. Yeah, of course, Claire. Oh yeah, no, Claire's work's amazing. Most of you probably are already following Claire as well, but if you're not, make sure you do. Another incredible traditional artist here. Yeah, so many. Water Buffalo is a good one. Okay, now we're all just talking about VeggieTales. Oh gosh. I never saw it. I never saw it. Studies are so important. Yeah, they really are, and I also didn't do enough of them. Right, Isel? Yeah, Claire's work is so beautiful. Claire was working on a really pretty portrait, like self-portrait, the other day when I popped in. Gorgeous stuff. I would like to learn how to do these things. Billy Gragaff? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, Daily BC Man. Actually, I'm gonna pull up a little, just as like to drive the point home. I'm gonna pull up like a wolf skeleton really fast. I love to use actual images rather than 3D models when I can find them. Oh, it's another VeggieTales song. I see. That would explain why I don't know it. Oh, this is awfully large. But yeah, you can really get a good idea about the anatomy of the critter and like figure out why. So like look at how long the hand bone is in this animal. So that's what these are. These long bones right here, it's this part of the hand, right? So we all have the same bones. They're just kind of like all vertebrates anyway, but more or less have the same bone structure. They're just kind of stretched and pulled in different ways. For, you know, we've all got different environments we're adapted to or different things that we've evolved to do. So yeah, so anyway, we got the wrist, and then we got these long hand bones, and then the little phalanges are down here, and they're actually walking around like this, right? But it does like seeing this explains why in canines you see, because like cats don't have this long of a hand bone, they're shorter, but it explains why you see this like bump basically. This right here, that's what this is. So inside here are all these bones. That's what I'm trying to say. So here's the wrist, there's all those bones. And so just like looking at the skeleton and trying to piece out, like study and figure out what you're actually looking at is going to help you so much. If you haven't spent time drawing, like looking at animal skeletons and even doing studies of those and you're struggling to draw animals, I would highly recommend doing some skeletal studies of an animal and then looking at a reference in a similar pose to see if you can figure out what you're actually drawing. It's going to help you advance so much further in your drawing ability. As a non-American, I categorize both VeggieTales and Guy Fieri. I was not quite sure if these are real things or just a really elaborate meme. Fair. I mean, in a way, they're both kind of... Well, VeggieTales certainly is a comedy kids show, so I'm sure they'd be fine with being classified as a meme. Guy Fieri, I never really watched that show, but all I know about Guy Fieri is he eats a lot of food and he wears his sunglasses backwards on his neck. I think. Yeah, that's him, right? Are we talking about the same person? Just read my chat about gifting me. I was recently on a tour and went into Golden, Colorado to buy a guitar at a small music store a few blocks from the Coors building. Oh, really? You recently was on a tour? Like a tour around Golden? Yeah, Golden, Colorado is amazing. Yeah. Oh yeah, oh I see what you're saying, because of my P.O. box being in Golden, yeah. No, I love Golden. I didn't know there was a music store down there. I'll have to look around for that. Oh, for your band. Oh, that makes sense, that makes sense. Yeah, that's right. Aw, Claire, you're sweet. You're sweet. Yeah, Isol's wonderful. You're both wonderful. Wonderful traditional artists. Honored to have you here. Love your streams. Highly recommend. All the things. Eventually, Isol, I will hit you up for another co-stream. I just have to figure out what's going on at my studio first, but I do fully intend to come back with the afternoon streams again. I miss them quite a lot, actually. Because I found that I'm not getting as much art done. I'm doing a lot of admin tasks. Like, in some ways, the afternoon streams are also kind of accountability for me, because it was like a scheduled time where I had to sit down and work on a project. Because so much of what I need to be doing is, like, especially right now, I have like so many admin tasks, like taxes and budgeting and like research for my PC issues and my internet issues and updating my con setup, and like that stuff just ends up taking all day, you know? And so in some ways the afternoon streams were like a dedicated time where I have to stop and like actually make some art. Which might sound weird to anybody who's not an artist. A lot of people who I tell that when I say that I'm an artist or an illustrator, they're like, oh, that sounds so fun. I would love to just like to draw all day. And I'm like, yeah, me too. Yeah, I'd love to draw all day too. I don't know any any freelancer who that's what they do all day. I know some that are to a point in their career where they've gotten all of the like passive income streams and like fiddly stuff kind of behind them, and they draw for like 8 hours a day. I'm lucky if I draw for like 3 hours a day, honestly. Maybe 2 some days. Some days it's only the warm-up streams. like yesterday. Yesterday I was doing Patreon stuff and research, and I just did not draw really after the warm-up stream, but it's the idea that counts, right? Please, yeah, I hope we can do another one soon. I'm glad you had fun, Claire. It was really fun to co-stream with Isol. I'd still be interested in doing one with you too if you ever want to. I just don't know when that will happen, that I'm able to from my studio. Broke your guitar on stage in Moab. Like on purpose? Stopped in Golden, had Chinese food, bought a guitar. Quick visit, but did walk around. Yeah, Golden is a really, I love Golden. If anyone's ever traveling to Golden, I've lived in the area around Golden for like over a decade, or almost a decade this year, so I'm pretty familiar with this area. Love it. I'm on the western side of Denver, so I don't ever go to Denver, because Denver, why would you go to a big city? Why go to Denver, all the way to Denver, when I can just go to Golden and just be there? It's great. Yeah. See, it's true, right, Spicy Jaw? If we could only afford to hire someone to run the... Yes! Honestly, Spicy, one of my lifelong dreams, or at least business lifelong dreams, is to reach a place in my art business where I can afford to hire someone to do my taxes and hire an assistant to do literally all the stuff that takes time away from me making art. Would love to be able to do that. I don't know if that will ever happen. I would have to be making like 5 times the money that I'm making right now to even start thinking about something like that. But we'll see if I can get my online shop going and like get some projects going like Drift, and maybe go to more conventions, I'd love to get to know like an agent or a publisher and like get some more steady, reliable work, find it like can like just make me more financially stable, quit my day job. Then I might get to a point where I can do that. But right now I'm very like, I feel like I'm super early career. So I gotta figure something out. I'm trying to change up some stuff this year. But thank you all for being here, by the way. I don't say it often enough, but just so you guys know, Twitch, like getting to know folks on Twitch and just having company while I stream has honestly been like one of the most encouraging things I've done in the last decade for sure. Like it has been like on and off 8 years of struggle trying to get illustration going, and you guys have made it amazing. So thank you for being here. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for everything. Go back to part-time soon and focus on streaming more. Or are you full-time at work right now? Yeah. I know, it's so frustrating. I know so many artists who are like that. Like, we all, like a lot of people, it's like art's the side thing, but we all want it to be the full-time thing, and it's, man, it's tough. Even all 3 would be fun. Could we do a 3-way stream? Is that a thing? Oh my gosh, I gotta make sure my PC would probably crash so hard. It already crashes like twice when I do it with Easel. At least twice a stream that we've done it. And sometimes 3. So between that and my internet dying, it's, ugh. Anyway. We could all try and paint the same subject in our style. Oh gosh, I would be like such... You two would be like pros, like painting something really cool. And I'd be like, I don't know how to oil paint. But sure, I think it'd be funny if nothing else. I've never been to Montreal. I've been to New York. I'm gonna try and create some wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Try stream. So much chaos. You just got a printer. Yes, printers are so helpful. I might be doing a fundraising stream soon, selfishly. I really want to start getting into like making my own like small things at my studio to sell and to take to cons and stuff. But to do the things I want to do, especially with stickers and maybe some card making stuff, I need to get a die cut machine. So I'm saving up for a die cut machine right now. That's actually somewhere on my stream layout. I need to fix my stream layout. Oh, there it is. It's in the corner. My little bar for how far I have to go to get the Brother Scan and Cut, which is the one I've got my eyes on. It's the one that seems to be the most efficient for what I'm trying to do. Apparently you don't need like a separate program or anything on the computer. You just like, it literally scans the thing, so I could print out my stickers on sticker paper or vinyl paper. And I did do some research to confirm that I can print on matte vinyl with the Eco Tank, so I'm really thankful for that. But I can like print out my sticker sheets, put it in this Brother Scan and Cut, it will scan it, and it will pick the border for me, and I can adjust it if I need to, and then it'll just like cut them out. It should go so much faster. Yeah, Prince Charming, exactly. We'll have to get Prince Charming a Brother Scan and Cut princess, I guess. Or maybe it's a steed. Brother is the name of the steed, I guess. But anyway, I know a lot of people have the Cricket and the Juliet and some others. I did a ton of research a few months ago trying to find one that I thought would be the best for me, and it seems like the Brother Scan and Cut is the way to go. Prince Charming? Yes, Prince Charming indeed. I'll turn this car right around. Wait, why? Oh, because I was saying I don't know how to oil paint. I'd be learning. Creating art can be so lonely, so streaming helps. Exactly. Yes, Spicy Jossie. That's why I always, like, all my art friends, I keep telling them, just stream. Like, you don't have to do a face cam or a mic. If you're gonna be drawing by yourself anyway, just turn on the screen share. Some people don't even want to interact with the artist. There's no pressure to have to talk or chat. I just happen to be a chatterbox, so I'm happy to chat. But like, there's so many art streams and artists that I watch here on Twitch. They don't have music, they don't have a camera, they don't have a microphone, they don't have anything. They just share their screen or have a camera pointed at their canvas, and they're just working. And and they're just sharing their art with the internet, and I think it's really cool, and I don't see why, unless you just want to have total anonymity, I don't know how to say that word I'm trying to say, unless you're just trying to be completely anonymous online, which I understand, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't just stream anyway. Like, you never know who's gonna find your stuff. I've made so many cool contacts here on Twitch, and I'm really glad that I got back into it. I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit for not prioritizing it for the last, like, 5 years. But anyway. You can do a lot, but you need to figure out how many streams you can load and show without crashing. Yeah, exactly. I think it's a memory issue, Raga, with my PC. I need to do some research still, but I think either something is misaligned or I need different RAM. I need to do some research into the error codes I keep getting, but I've got some people who have offered to help me research some of that, some tech people, so I've kind of sent my specs their way. They might have some ideas too, but I'm working on it. It's just slow going, especially since I can't get to the studio right now, because I don't have a car. So, although an update on that, actually, I just got an email last night that I might be able to pick up my car on Friday. That's kind of what they're telling me. There's a chance that might get pushed back, but hopefully hopefully I'll be able to do that. Then use the chat combine thing. Yes. The shared chat thing is really, really nice. Have you tried Stream Together, Claire? Have you done it? Because I feel like Stream Together is really great for combining chat. But we can always do a test run too. That's what Isla and I did. We actually tested it offline to make sure that it wasn't going to be super laggy or bad. You haven't. You have friends that do, and it's super laggy. Is it? I haven't had the lag issue. The only issue I've had with Stream Together is that my computer is stupid and it crashes. Yeah, I had a really good experience with Stream. Everyone I know who's used Stream Together, I haven't noticed a lag issue. That's interesting. I wonder what's... Maybe, to be fair, I guess I don't know too many people who've done more than one other person. Maybe once you start adding extra people, it gets laggy. But we can definitely... yeah, we're basically experts. Yeah, not really. So we always just do like a typical both stream / mention each other in title, combine chats, and that kind of evades all that stuff. Okay, so you can still use the combined chat without using the cam? Is that what you're saying? I mean, we could try that too. To be fair, I've never seen anybody do more than one person with Stream Together. So maybe the more people you add, the laggier it gets. I don't know. I watched the, to be fair, my rig should be able to handle it, which is why I'm very frustrated, because I literally dropped like over $2,000 on this computer a year ago. It should not be having any issues. It's like everything's top of the line. So I don't know why it has problems. So it's my computer problem, because sometimes it will crash even when I'm just streaming by myself. That's part of why I've had to cancel my afternoon streams, is because I've had so many tech issues. And it doesn't seem to... I can't figure out what it is. I think it's a memory problem. I think my RAM might be bad. I might need more RAM. I don't know. I shouldn't. I've already got 32 gigs of RAM. And I don't play games on that computer. Like, it's got totally free memory. The only thing I do on it is art. Like, there's nothing that should be bogging it down. So, I don't know. I gotta figure it out. But yeah, we should talk about that. Talk to Danny and Arduino. Yeah, I should. I could talk to Science. I know Science has done... I hate to bother people who haven't offered to help me. Science has offered to help, but he offers to help everybody, so I also feel bad bothering him. But I know they've done... Maybe I'll talk to Arduino. He's hosted some like multi-stream together things. I didn't notice lag when I was watching. Maybe they noticed it on their end as streamers, though. You tried it and it didn't work. Oh, you tried Stream Together and it didn't work? Maybe. Huh. Interesting. Sounds like a hoot, I bet. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, no, I agree. Temperature affected the computer since it got so cold. It shouldn't have. So it never got down to, the only thing on my computer that could be affected is the liquid cooler. And it never got down. So my liquid cooler is rated to -8 degrees Fahrenheit, and it never got down that low. So that's the only part that would be negatively affected. I mean, I don't think when I built it, so it started having issues like 3 months after I built it. Maybe, but I'll have to look into the temperature ratings, like the storage temps for all the parts on that PC. That could be it, but it only happens when I'm streaming. So it makes me think it's a memory thing, like something's not clicking correctly. Like it doesn't randomly crash any other time that I've noticed anyway. I don't know. It's really annoying. That's all I do know. I keep an ey on the temps. It definitely doesn't get too hot, Claire. No, the problem is, so let me tell you my weird situation with my computer. My studio is basically an outbuilding on a property, a homestead property. It has a wall heater, but it's not like what do you call it when you have like built-in AC and heat? It's not that. It's like there's like a separate heater and a separate air conditioner. They're just plugged into the wall, basically. So when I'm not there, nothing is on. It's basically a storage unit when I'm not there. So if anything, it gets too cold. But I do have a temperature thermometer to monitor it, and it never gets down to lower than, I think the lowest it's ever been was like -2. Which is fine as long as you don't have stuff on for all of the stuff that I've got in there. And that was last year. Most of the time it's above 14 degrees, which even for like storage for something that's like a printer is fine. So storage temps are different than operational temps. As long as it's off, it should be good. Also your OBS, yeah, so I lowered all my bitrate settings, I lowered my FPS, I've tried all the OBS stuff. I should post on Reddit, you're right. I've done some posting on Reddit about my specs, but not specifically these problems, so yeah, maybe I'll do that. You updated OBS yesterday and saw one of the fixes was fixing window crashes. And that's the other thing, I think OBS has been crashing a lot too. So I've had like a trifecta of tech issues. So maybe Kudo, I could try seeing if that update fixed it. I'm just nervous to stream from my studio because I feel like it's such a bad experience for everybody, but maybe I'll do a test run once I get the internet stuff sorted. Internet has been the biggest issue. Also, we have ads. So for anybody who hasn't been here before during ads, what we do is we just pause and we take a stretch break. So if you can hear the sound of my voice, this is your friendly reminder to stretch. So what I like to do is a posture stretch. Basically take your spine and like make a C shape, so like you basically overcorrect your hunch, like if you're hunching or shrimping a little bit, as we call it here on our Twitch. You're gonna unshrimp by arching your back and pushing your shoulders together. You can also push your neck back, like push your chin. It's very silly looking on stream, but you can like push your chin back toward your, like, some people tuck them, but I like to just like push my neck back. Anyway, do whatever you want to do to straighten out your spine, and you're gonna hold for about 20 seconds. And really try to like flex those shoulder muscles. Don't just like hold them together, but like, I heard somebody describe it as like cracking a walnut between your shoulder blades. So just like, oh, you know, hold. You're really trying to flex those muscles and then relax. And when you relax, you're basically just like relaxing out of that overarched position, and it's gonna drop you into like a more naturally upright position. The idea is like over time, it's going to kind of cinch you back into place. Oh, ads are over for you. Nice, Kudo. We still have 1 minute and 16 seconds left on my counter, so. Oh, BJ White, thank you so much for gifting that sub to Claire. That was really kind of you, BJ. Thank you. Claire, enjoy your emotes. Enjoy your ad-free viewing. Enjoy all the things. But yeah, so we're just doing stretches. That's all that anybody has missed. So we did the posture stretch. I'm gonna do my carpal tunnel stretch. For those who haven't seen that one, you basically just, I'll show you on the other wall here in a sec. Got like 40 seconds left. Basically, the one I was taught to do that helps with carpal tunnel, or prevents it rather, is that you take your hand, but you turn your fingers down. point them at the ground. Take your other hand and pull your fingers toward your body, like that. If that's too hard, you can also just like push your hand against a wall, or you can do prayer pose and push that toward your belly, whatever is easiest for you. I'm kind of flexible, so this one is the best one for me. It's the only one where I actually feel something. I feel stretch, and this is going to keep all those ligaments loose, help you prevent carpal tunnel. You just jump from Katie under a stretch. It showed it without warning. Oh, I'm sorry, Dan. Okay, there we go. I do that during the ad breaks. Yep, that's all I do during the ad breaks is stretches. It's a good reminder for me, since we put all of our ads together. The reason we do it is so that we can eliminate pre-rolls, so that people who come in to visit the stream aren't just immediately hit with ads. So thank you all for tolerating the 180 seconds of ads, but doing 180 seconds of ads per hour eliminates pre-rolls, essentially. So I put them all together and then I use it as a stretch break. So that way nobody misses anything, ideally. If people are, I know a lot of people lurk, but if somebody happens to be watching and wants to be seeing me draw, it's my way to try to accommodate that. Oh yeah, no worries, Kudo. I also wish I could sub to lots of people on Twitch. I wish I had that kind of money. Would be super cool. I have thought about getting Twitch Turbo, but that mostly it does benefit the streamer, like a little bit, but it mostly benefits me because it keeps me from seeing ads, and then I can actually like have conversations. Sub to yourself and get Turbo, yeah. I've thought about it. It's kind of expensive. I mean, it's like $15 a month, I think. I don't know. That just adds up. I spend like $15 every 2 weeks on groceries. Well, $20 probably every week on groceries. So I always look at how expensive something is in relation to how much it costs me to buy groceries for myself. Maybe one day my finances won't be so tight. I would like that very much. And groceries in Canada are like your rent, yeah. I mean, they're pretty high here too. I'm just extremely frugal. I only buy from the clearance section. I only buy things that are on sale. And I have friends that give me food sometimes, like who have gardens and stuff. So sometimes I'll have a whole bunch of produce. So it saves me having to buy produce. So that's the only reason I can keep my costs low. And whenever we have chickens in the summer, at the place that I volunteer, I'll be getting hopefully some free eggs, which will save a lot of money on groceries. But yeah, groceries are pretty expensive. I think $20 a week is cheap, yeah. Most people pay a lot more. I don't mind eating like lentils all the time. Like lentils are cheap and it's a good source of protein. I don't buy a lot of meat products because they're expensive. So like there's things that I do to make it cheaper. It's probably not the most balanced diet, but it works. But I always try to think like in like how much does this take out of my grocery bill when I think about subscriptions to things. I don't have very many subscriptions to things because I find that they are easy to forget about and quite the financial drain. I basically have my Photoshop subscription, a health app subscription, I don't think I have any others. Because my roommate has like all the TV subscriptions. I don't even watch television really, but she's got like Netflix and HBO and Disney Plus and Apple. So if I'm home, I might watch that stuff like once every 6 months. I don't pay for any of those because I don't use them. You get salmon on clearance the other week. There was a reason they were trying to get rid of it. Oh. Yeah, that's rough. I don't think I've spent less than $70 per visit. Yeah, but are you buying just for yourself though? Because that also makes a difference, I think. Yeah. I would say most people on average, each grocery visit probably... the other day I did spend $50 because I had to buy like non-consumable stuff. So anytime I have to buy non-consumables, it goes up. like batteries or other things. Oh wow, $70 per visit and you don't buy junk, yeah. I try to stay away from the snack food aisle. Sometimes I am tempted. Like if something's under $2, I'm tempted. But I do try to stay out of that section. I feel like butter, honestly, like butter and eggs are the biggest expense. Like even at Walmart, butter is like 5 something for 4 sticks of butter. I'm just like, butter used to be so cheap. Like why is butter so expensive? See, I wish we had an Aldi here, Isol. I've actually started shopping at Sprouts for their produce instead of my local grocery store, which is a little further, so I have to think about gas. But I do have a Sprouts somewhat near my studio, so it can be cheaper to go there. And I've also, pro tip for anybody who lives in a larger city that has like an H Mart or an Asian grocery store, their produce is so cheap most of the time compared to other grocery stores. So I've actually ended up doing some produce shopping at either H Mart or Sprouts. Butter is high due to mad cows. Are we having a mad cow disease problem right now? It's $12 here for butter? What? What? Oh, hey, Dow Dave. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Let's see. $12 for butter. Is that because you don't have cows there? Like, why is butter so expensive? Holy cow. See, and I'm over here complaining about $5 for butter. I feel like that's high. I think we used to, because there's like, here in the US, there's so many cows. Like, we have so many ranches. I don't feel like there's a reason butter and milk should be that expensive. There's a lot of it. I don't know. Eggs are too high right now for sure, but there's also reasons for that. I'm hoping this summer eggs will drop if they have been able to fix the fix the biosecurity at a lot of the places that have chickens. Hopefully they won't be getting as much avian flu. I know Merrick's disease is a problem too, but I don't think it's as rampant as avian flu right now. But the nice thing about chickens is they mature really quickly, especially those that are bred for egg production. So I feel like there should be a lot more chickens available in the next few months. I don't know, I need to do some research into that actually. I honestly haven't really had the brain, and the bandwidth, I should say, to look into that stuff too much. I'm gonna move this guy. Okay, let's draw this lizard foot and then I want to move on and draw something else. A gallon of milk is about $8 where you're at? Holy cow. How much, so Isel, you live in Wisconsin, you have tons of cows. How much is your milk and butter? I'm curious how Colorado compares, because I know Colorado is higher than a lot of places, because we have a short growing season, so almost all of our produce is shipped in, so our produce tends to be higher. And there's not, I mean there's ranches, but not like there are in the rest of the plains states. Just picture these animals wearing little heels with these arches. Oh, that's so funny. I mean, yeah, technically this would be like, so I mean, actually their heel would be so high. Fun fact about horse anatomy. Let's look at a horse leg. Copy. Paste. So fun thing about horse anatomy. I'm gonna do a quick little horse anatomy lesson. Probably a lot of you already know this, but it's always fun to talk about. So like this is, wait, that should be on top of the picture. What's going on? This is what the heck is happening? I'm confused. Why can't I draw? What's going on? What the monkey? You guys like lost my ability. Okay, the horse does not want you all to know this secret. What is happening right now? Oh. I had something selected. That'll get you every time. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was trying to do. So horses, there's a hip. This is the hip, right? So there's the pelvis, there's the hip. So this is the hip right here. This is actually the knee, so this is like the thigh bone. This is the shin. So they're really walking on their tiptoes. And right here is technically the heel. So this would be like the heel, the ball of the foot, the little toe bone. Like this is basically their toenail, is the hoof. So this is the finger bone. So anyway, if you were to have like, all this to say, if you wanted to put heels on a horse to be technically accurate, it'd have to look like this. So this would be a horse heel. Not exactly a reasonable situation. And obviously I'm terrible at drawing shoes. Let me try to make it a little more fashionable. There we are. There, does that make you happy, Claire? And that's just if we're being anatomically accurate. Even if you wanted to put like a little one on, it would still look really silly. Because this is just the ball of their foot. So it would be like walking on your tiptoes and wearing heels and supporting all of your weight on your big toe and your middle toes and stuff. And like having a little tiny shoe just under the ball of your foot and your toes. Because that's basically what it is. Anyway, horses are fun. This is part of why they're so complex to draw, especially the hind legs. So like it says right here, like that's the knee. This is the knee of the front leg. So it's like basically these bones here are like super stretched out here. Isn't that crazy? Okay. Isn't that weird? Yeah. Horses are wild. But this is why it's helpful to look at the anatomy. So like that way when you go to draw a horse running and moving, you can think about how those bones all move. Because it's still, even though it's all stretched out, they're still similar to how we move ours. It's just the swing is much broader if it's like a bigger or longer bone, right? Same thing with like, you know, these guys. We got the hip, the knee. Here's what the foot would be for a wolf, right? Be like that, which looks a little more reasonable because they're basically walking on their tiptoes as well. You just follow reference and pray. Yeah, and that's why, I mean, I think that's what a lot of us do, but if you start to understand what's going on under the skin, I feel like I ramble about this a lot here, but it really does help you know how to break down the anatomy of like the reference that you're looking at, if you know what's going on underneath. I keep trying to apply this philosophy to like learning how to draw cars and stuff, because I think I just struggle with that stuff because I don't understand what I'm looking at, and I see it as like a similar problem that somebody might have drawing animals. Like, oh, I just don't understand the anatomy, so I'm just copying instead of studying. And I think the copy versus study. Oh my gosh, a maze. Of course that got clipped. Haven't had a clip in weeks, of course that's the one. We'll enjoy that. There you go. You can always remember it. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Yeah, oh yeah, but we talk a lot about like copying versus studying here, and I think it's easy to fall, especially when you're working from two-dimensional reference, it's really easy to fall into the habit of copying. The studying part is a little trickier. That's why I always recommend, like, if anybody can draw something from life, like draw your water bottle, draw your shoe, draw a banana, you know, draw something you see, you're gonna learn more about it because you can actually understand it in 3D and your brain is having to take it and put it in 2D. But it's so much easier when something's already flat like this, like the ability to copy this would come very quickly. You know, if you've done any level of like observational study before, you kind of understand basically how to copy it. But I didn't learn anything from that. You know, I didn't actually like think about muscles or think about the way these things are connected. I was just focusing at the implied line basically made by flattening this image. And so that's why it's so easy to fall into copying versus studying. And I'm trying really hard to break my own habits of this. Like, I want to think about like what's going on under here. Like, I can see that there's, you know, there's a bone here. This must be the wrist bone. I'm assuming there's muscle here. So using my kind of my knowledge of animal anatomy in general, I can kind of like figure out what I'm looking at. And already I like this study more because it's actually a study. I'm actually thinking about like how these things are connecting, what's going on under the skin. And this is how I think you become better at drawing from imagination. I think this is part of why some people say, oh, I can't draw unless I have a reference. And I think it's partly because you've trained your brain to observe really closely, but to observe how to copy rather than study. So anybody who's starting out drawing, I always recommend like leaning more towards studying the reference and trying to keep as close to it as possible. As you get more progressed in your ability to observe, you can start to like stylize your studies a little bit, but you have to make sure that you're being honest with yourself about like, is my skill set to a place where I know how to draw this without, I guess I know, like, have I studied and learned enough about this animal or the human body or whatever I'm studying to like know how to break the rules, or am I just trying to stylize because it's easier to draw in a certain style? I think that's something only each artist can kind of answer for themselves, but I would love to get to a place where I feel comfortable doing like character art, like more stylized character art, but I don't think I'm to a place with my human anatomy where I'm ready for that necessarily. I don't know, I might be straddling the line a little with preparedness on that. But anyway, there's my ramble on studies. But yeah, like even with this, I'm trying to think about what's going on, think about the shapes. That's why I try to reinforce, like, don't get into the details until you've done the shapes. And like kind of gotten your proportions correct. And then once you've checked your proportions and you're sure that those look pretty good, then you can go ahead and start to like add the details, right? And I'm probably not gonna add all of these, I don't know. I'm just gonna do lines for scales. I don't really feel like drawing this many scales. But it's still important for me to think about like, hey, what's like, how do the scales lay across the hand? I'm noticing they form these little arches, right? That kind of match, they kind of go up the metacarpals or whatever, like the hand bone here. So they kind of follow that line. And then they almost flex like a piece of cloth is what I'm noticing here. So like asking yourself questions is how you can kind of leap over that gap of going from copying to study. Like ask yourself, why do I see shadow right here? Well, that tells me that this is probably a big muscle that's kind of blocking the light. You know, why do I see color here? Oh, it's obviously it's bounce light coming from this yellow ground coming back up. That's how you're gonna be able to fill your creative bank account, right? Your visual library that you can take with you and draw from imagination with. But this is how you do it. And that's why we call it the art gym, folks, because this is the boring stuff. This is the stuff nobody wants to do. We all want to draw from imagination, or draw what we want to draw, or draw what we're comfortable drawing. We need accountability, or at least I do, to actually do the hard work of drawing from observation. So anyway, there's my mini rant about reference and why it's important and why I'm terrible at doing it and why I had to stream it to actually start doing it. The end. The end. Needed something to send to a friend. Wait, you're sending that to a friend? Oh no. You're sending that clip to a friend? Oh my gosh. Listening and agreeing, but knowing I'm painting Selena. Hey, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I even think, even for like a hyper-realist, like even if you're somebody who's really good at observing and really like replicating and knowing how to use paint techniques to like get a shine effect or get a skin glow or whatever, I still think knowing and understanding how to study is going to deepen your understanding of what you're, I think it's going to make it better is what I'm trying to say. It's going to deepen your understanding of like how to actually do that. And it also, I don't know, I think it can help you know kind of where to bend and pull a little bit for like artistic liberty. I think it can all help, you know, I think it's all valid. You've arrived to break the immersion with a request to draw an agronaut. Wait, no, Argonaut. Why does that sound familiar? An Argonaut. An Argonaut. Okay, so for anyone who hasn't been here for a Draw Me an Animal, we're gonna take a break. Oops, image is busy. Hopefully that saved. We're gonna take a break and do a little Draw Me an Animal game. Yeah, that's why you should do small studies before painting. Exactly, it helps a lot. Yeah, it helps you kind of get familiar with the subject for sure. Starting with studies of any kind are always going to be helpful, I think. I need to be better about doing studies before my paintings. I do these studies now, but I need to implement that same practice, Easel, of like doing a study before I leap into something. Because it doesn't sound fun, you know, like you get excited about a concept and you just want to jump in. And I know logically it's going to help me to do a study, but I have to do it. I have to sit down and do that. Okay, so Draw Me an Animal is a game that we play here. It can be played about every half hour or so. And I have 5 minutes basically to draw what has been requested with channel points. You can get channel points by following or hanging out through a raid or just lurking. An Argonaut. Why do I feel like this is a bug? It's probably not. I have no idea what this is, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna draw a little fuzzy bug. Because that's what I kind of wanted to put a little space helmet on it because it sounds like astronaut. But basically you guys can go look it up, go see what this is. Don't give me any hints in chat. I have 5 minutes to draw it. It's 11:30. So I'm just gonna draw a real cute bug because I have no idea what this is. And by real cute, I mean super sketchy and awful looking, apparently. But yeah, no hints in chat. I'll do my best. I literally don't know. Sometimes if I don't know, I'll just make something up. Like a cartoony bug. Sometimes I get closer than others. But this is obviously just me drawing a cartoon insect because I have no idea what it is. Let's give him wings so he can fly. A bug in space, yeah. Yeah, we'll put the moon to imply space. And yeah, we'll look it up and learn about what it really is because I'm just anticipating failure here. We'll learn about it in just a few minutes together. I have no idea what an Argonaut is. Ah! Oh, Feed Lovers Pizza. Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for popping in and terrifying me with that very wonderful follow. Beautiful things. So we're actually drawing animal feet today for studies. So it kind of goes with your name. But right now we're playing a Draw Me an Animal game. It's a 5-minute doodle session basically. And yeah, sorry. Yeah, I do try to keep it a family-friendly, work-safe around here just because I have kids that watch sometimes and yeah, people watch at work. But yeah, you're all good. But yeah, no, we're gonna be getting back to the feet in just a minute, so you should be happy. Oh, it's a jump scare, Miss Yvette, if you want to claim the jump scare. I get jump scared kind of easily. There you go. I don't know why I gave him crazy evil eyes. Okay, I don't know what else to add to this guy. It's obviously not a real animal. I mean, it is, but I'm not drawing it correctly. So we'll just give him a little red nose. No. How about we'll give him a purple nose? And let's learn about what this actually is. He loves you, though. See? There we go. That's my Argonaut. I don't know what this is. Let's learn about it. Let's learn about it. Argonaut. This is the part where I get to see how wrong I was. Oh, interesting. So it's a type of nautilus? What is this? Argonauts. How do I get to the animal? Argonaut animal. It's like taking me to like Greek mythology. There we go. Okay. So this is an Argonaut. Huh, it's a type of octopus. Oh. Oh, I thought this was a shell. Is that its little, is it like turning itself inside out here? Oh, that's interesting. Wow. Oh, but it has like a little head shield. What an interesting... Are they mollusks? I can't remember. Octopus mollusks? They are. They're like really, really hyper-intelligent mollusks. Huh. It's a type of octopus. Pelagic, which I think means seagoing. Yeah, it's the open ocean. Called paper nautili. Oh, printed paper-thin egg case that the females secrete. Okay. However, as octopuses, they are only distantly related to nautilus, yeah. Structure lasts the gas-filled chambers present in chamber nautilus shells, and it's not a true cephalopod shell, but rather an evolutionary innovation unique to the genus. Huh. It's used as a brood chamber. Wow. I want to see some more pictures of this thing. So it's like a... So it kind of looks like a shell, but it's not, basically. It's basically a fancy egg case that looks like a nautilus shell. That is wild. What? Oh my gosh. See, that's why I like this game. I get to learn stuff. Wait, fossilized egg case. How did it fossilize? Wait. This is like the epitome of a soft tissue. Is it not soft? Is it actually keratin? Okay, let's read about the egg case. They produce a laterally compressed calcareous egg case. Mostly or partly composed of calcium carbonate, containing lime or being chalky. What? So it is kind of hard. The shell has a double keel fringed by 2 rows of alternating tubercles. The sides are ribbed with the center either flat or having winged protrusions. Egg case continue. Okay, it resembles the shells of extinct ammonites, yep. Secreted by the tips of the female's 2 greatly expanded dorsal tentacles before laying. She deposits her eggs in the floating egg case. The female takes shelter in it, often retaining the males detached. That's the breeding tentacle, basically. She's usually found with her head and tentacles protruding from the opening. That's crazy! So is it hard? Made of aragonite, as most shells are. It's not made of aragonite, but calcite, with a 3-layered structure. Holy cow, I've never heard of this. This is wild to me. Okay, hold on. I just want to see the shell by itself. Oh my gosh, so so it's like a hard structure. What? What? You guys, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. The ocean is wild. Hi, Blue Skittle. I'm having my mind blown by this creature. That's an octopus that pretends to be a nautilus when it lays eggs. It makes a shell. It makes a shell, and then it like hides in it while it's laying eggs if like a predator comes by. And it can fossilize. I would definitely think that was an ammonite if I saw that. I would not think that that was an egg case shell. Here's all the different species and what their shells look like. This is blowing my mind, you guys. I can't believe, here, if anyone wants to read more about this, I'm gonna spend way too much time looking at this probably. But here's a link to where I am if you want to check it out. This is part of why I like the Draw Me an Animal game, is because I get to learn about cool new animals. An argonaut. I've never heard of this. They can blend with their surroundings, like a lot of octopi. They can produce ink. So it's basically an octopus-looking thing until it decides the female decides it's time to lay eggs, and then it becomes. It's like it's cosplaying as a nautilus, you guys. My mind is blown. My mind is blown. Look at this thing. Like, look at this. I want to look at it better. That's a terrible way to look at it. Look at it. It's still cut off. Oh, here we go. That's so crazy. This is so crazy, you guys. I can't believe it just makes that. I have to pin this. I have to pin this. Save for Pinterest, yes. Absolutely have to remember this for later. Invertebrates. I have a whole folder. Do I have an octopus folder? Mollusks, here we go. That's so wild. That's so wild. You guys, I'm so enamored with this creature. This is the craziest thing. I can't believe there's an octopus that makes its own shell just to lay eggs in. And I guess it probably lays them at the bottom and then they're protected, right? And that's how they keep them safe. I mean, it makes sense, but it's like, that's a lot of resources. Like, look how big that is. That'd be like making like a case as a human, like this, like the size of your body before you can actually like make a baby. Wow. That's, wow. Here it is separating. That's so wild. Okay, well, I'm gonna pin this one too, and then I'm gonna get back to drawing because I'm gonna have to think about this later. Thank you for this Draw Me an Animal. This was fascinating. I definitely got it wrong. Oh, it didn't save the picture. Bummer. I really want this picture though. Hold on. We're gonna try and work around here. It's still not showing. I have one more way. This one usually works. Nope, it didn't work. Man, this one is like a hyper protected picture. I'm gonna have to screenshot it. I will get this picture. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen later though. Okay. Anyway. Hey PK, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. We were doing the Draw Me an Animal game. I got this super wrong, but we learned about this crazy animal called an argonaut, which is actually an octopus, but it makes a shell to lay its eggs in. It is crazy. Like, I can't even... I need to think about this more later. So yeah, I definitely got this wrong. I didn't know what it was. I was like, maybe it's a bug. It was not a bug. We're actually doing feet studies today. We're drawing animal feet. Various animal feets. And trying really hard to study, not copy, with varying degrees of success. How are you? Thanks for popping in. It's good to see you. Why does it look like he wants to speak to the manager? Creates on its own and can take it off. That's wild, Andy. Thank you for that suggestion. Looks like he didn't sleep well. A little bit. Yeah, I'm having a good day, Blue Skittle. How are you? Sorry, I'm behind in chat. I got really sidetracked by looking into that animal just now. You're an octopus until you're not. Animal, yeah, it's super cool and they can mimic for sure. We need the One Tree Zoom. That's true. I bet you could look it up on One Tree. I wonder why it's named after the Agronaut. Maybe like when Jason and the Agronauts hide under the sheep. Oh, maybe. That would make sense. Because when you first type in Agronaut, it does not show up the animal. You have to type in Agronaut animal. Oh no, you're fine, Claire. Yeah, it is. They're a little creepy looking. You would have drawn Grecian horses? That's true. Well, it's specifically Draw Me an Animal, and you're supposed to only suggest things that are animals. So far, nobody, I don't think, has... Except for that one time. I think it was Frozen Yak. But it was technically an animal, kind of. It was a cartoon animal. You came to break the immersion. Oh, you did. You did a great job. Doing good, mostly arting along. Oh, good. By the way, you guys should be following Blue Skittle if you're not already. A fantastic artist here on Twitch. Let me get you a shout out. Before since I'm distracted already, I can remember to do this. I've been really bad about shout outs lately. And you guys should follow Painted King too. We'll get you a shout out here in a minute. Yeah, back to the feats. Okay, let's do another animal foot. And then, by the way, if anybody wants to draw along and do any kind of studies with me, we're going to be showing the studies here in just a little bit. And probably in about the next 15 minutes. So I'm going to do a few more animal feet. What are some animal feet I should draw? I was thinking elephants are one that have kind of unique feet that I kind of want to know more about. But yeah, if there's an animal that you think would be fun to draw, let me know. I'm going to start looking at my pictures. Working on a sci-fi commission. Nice, nice. Guinea pig. I don't know if I've ever drawn a guinea pig foot. They're so tiny and covered in all the fur. Kangaroo foot. Oh, that's an interesting one. That's a really anatomically interesting one. Yeah, PK is really good, right? Right, Claire? I know. I think I just recently met Painted King, like not that long ago here on Twitch. Definitely been lurking on PK streams a lot. Fantastic character artist. I was lamenting my inability to draw humans last night on PK stream. I was watching PK do some character design. You met PK through me? Oh, really? Oh, wow. I feel like a lot of people know Painted King, and I just recently came to the party, so I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm glad I could introduce him to you. Aw, I'm so glad to hear that, Claire. Yeah, I went through a period last year where I was trying to like find a new artist on Twitch like every week because I was like, I don't know. I've spent so long doing art on the internet and just hiding from the internet and like being too afraid to like interact with people, especially on Twitch. And so I decided last year I was going to break that habit and actually try to like put myself out there, even though the internet is scary and I still get nervous about it. But yeah, I was able to find a lot of cool artists, but I don't think I found PK until like, I don't even remember. I don't remember how I think I just randomly found Painted King. I don't remember. It was a couple months ago though. I still every once in a while get into the art section and I'll kind of like scroll around and look, and I like to scroll all the way to the bottom. Because sometimes you'll get like new artists who are like just trying out Twitch and they're amazing, but they like nobody knows they stream, and they do the typical thing of like, oh, I'm just gonna stream and whoever comes, kind of like shout out to the void sort of social media deal. And so I like to go down there and find them and then like hang out and encourage them to stick around, because I would love to see the art Twitch community grow. I think art Twitch is like the coolest place on the internet, frankly. It's definitely the best art community I've ever been a part of. So many cool people stream here. In fact, there was somebody, I think it was Bakaholic. Bakaholic recommended somebody who is a really incredible artist here on Twitch that I hung out on their stream like 2 nights ago. They had like 7 viewers, but they're like a freaking art influencer on YouTube. And it's cool because you get to like have a conversation with them one-on-one in a way that you wouldn't normally. Yeah, what was his name? We should give him a shout out. And help him stick around, because I would love him to stay here on Twitch. He is doing awesome studies. Yeah, what was his name? If anybody wants to shout, if any of my mods know who I'm talking about, feel free to shout him out. I'll try and find it in a minute. Oh, sweet. So, okay, yeah, I was just checking Blue Sky to see if anybody posted in the comments, and we do have a post in the comments from Bakaholic. Perfect. Okay, so I'll make sure to show that on stream when we do the show and tell. I think I forgot to say Ben, okay, thank you. I will give a shout out, Bach. Thank you. I'm just trusting you spelled that right, so here we go. No, maybe I didn't spell it right. Yeah, that guy. Incredible artist that just started streaming on Twitch, I think. Was doing some amazing character art. So if you're into character art and you want to find a cool new artist to hang out with, thank you, Bakaholic, for finding this person. Yeah, he's huge on Insta and YouTube, apparently, but had like 7 viewers on Twitch. But it was cool, like I was saying, because like it meant that I could have a conversation with him. I think that's one of the coolest parts of Twitch is you can find these artists you really look up to and have like a personal conversation and like become somebody that is even like remotely able to connect. I don't know. I think it's really cool. I'm gonna stop waxing poetic about Twitch at some point, but. Let's do a kangaroo foot. I like that idea. That is a good foot. Because they have the wildest paws, you guys. I think I have this one in my marsupials folder, but let me just make sure. Wait, do I not have a marsupials folder? I thought I had a marsupials. Oh, I do. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I'd never heard of them, to be honest. I don't really hang out that much on art YouTube. And Instagram has kind of turned me off for a couple of years now. I've stopped spending very much time. But it was cool to be able to chat with him and like get some tips, and I don't know, it was just cool. He was very nice, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna draw this foot. It appears the art category is going strong and steady over the last couple of years. Oh, that's good. I would love to see it grow, Blue Skittle. I try to tell all my artist friends, like, we were kind of talking about this earlier, but it's just like, you know, I think it was Spicy Jaw who was saying, like, art is really isolating, you know, like a lot of us, we just sit around and draw by ourselves. And I don't know, I kind of feel like if you're just going to be drawing anyway, you may as well share your screen, or you may as well point a camera at your canvas or whatever. You don't have to talk to anybody if you don't want to. There's plenty of art streamers. I was saying this earlier, but plenty of art streamers I follow who They don't have a mic, they don't have a cam, they don't have any bells and whistles, there's no bots. They barely even talk in chat. They're just sharing their art. And there's people who are looking for that kind of an art stream. You know, they just want to put something on in the background and watch an artist work and learn about how they do stuff. So I feel like if you're gonna be drawing anyway, you may as well get some eyes on your work, because you never know who could pop into the stream, and you never know what connections it could bring. Like, I kick myself all the time for being too afraid to interact on the internet with other artists and like in art communities. I was so intimidated for so long, and I really I missed a lot of opportunities, I'm sure, to like connect with people and be known, because, you know, it turns out it's hard to get work in the industry if nobody knows you exist. Weird, but that turns out to be true. And I've been trying for years to get into like illustration and trying to do like book covers or all kinds of things, or like work on board games, like any of the type of stuff that I would like to work on. Like, all the people who are doing those things, a lot of them are on Twitter. Like, I've met other children's book illustrators, one that lives pretty close to me actually, and I've met a couple of like agents and publishing folks here, and like, I don't know, I want to encourage other artists to not do what I did and just hide. Like, if you're gonna do it, you may as well put yourself out there, you know? Whose foot at top right? This is a kangaroo foot. Supposedly, actually. I should have checked that, now that you mention it. I think it's yeah, it's the front paw of a kangaroo. So the front paw of a kangaroo, and then the back paw I've got too. So here's a different angle on it. Let me copy this one. Claire says mine. Claire, your nails are fabulous. Yeah, so this is a kangaroo's front paws and feet. They're so interesting looking, but I'm drawing the hand paw right now. I like to sell art streaming to people as a way to hold yourself to a schedule, and that's it. That's true too. It's really good for accountability. I agree, Blue Skittle. Happy to have you vibing here. Thanks for hanging out, PK. But yeah, I seriously would love to like get as many artists here on Twitch as possible because it's so fun and it's such a good way to meet other artists. In some ways, I think I was saying this on somebody's stream recently, or maybe even on my own stream, but I kind of think about streaming almost as like being at a convention, like an artist alley. Like, I think of Art Twitch as like a giant online artist alley where you can just like pop in and meet an artist and like see what they're working on, and they've probably got merch, and like you can, I don't know, just like find new inspirations, and it's really cool. And I know that we artists tend to be kind of like introverted and shy and not really like wanting to put ourselves out there, but like, man, you can do like the bare minimum on Twitch and still find your people, which I think is really cool. Oops, I just drew that on the wrong layer. You've drawn more since starting streaming than you have in over exactly, and I've done more studies in the last year than I've done in my entire life, just because I've started streaming it. Because I'm like, well, I'm not doing this on my own, and I really need to do studies, so I'm just gonna stream it, and if people want to join in, they can. And it's become this really fun thing where every time I see everybody's studies, I want to keep doing studies, and I don't know, I just find it a really like encouraging, inspiring place. Also, I need to hydrate. Hold on, too much talking, not enough hydration. You're gonna be putting that hand on something? Oh, are you, Yanni? Yanni, you don't stream, right? I'm pretty sure you don't stream. The gratitude jar. Yeah, exactly, Blue Skittle. I was just lamenting that I can't do my afternoon streams right now. Not just because I miss them, and I miss like hanging out with everybody in the afternoon, because I know time zones are a thing and this isn't a good time for everybody. But also because like I have done so much less art since I stopped doing my afternoon streams, because it's so easy to get caught up in all the admin stuff. I was joking earlier with chat, like so many people when they find out, it's not really a joke, but so many people when they find out I'm an artist, like, oh, that sounds so fun, I'd love to draw all day. And I'm just like, me too. I'd love to draw all day. It turns out you don't do a whole lot of drawing when you're trying to run a business. There's so much behind the scenes stuff you have to do all the time. And afternoon streams have really been helpful for me actually having time to draw, because it's like a forced scheduled time where I've committed to drawing, and I don't have that right now, and so I haven't been drawing as much outside of these warm-up streams. Which is a shame, because that's the whole point of the warm-up, is to warm me up to draw. So it's like, when do I find the time? Let me go get the gratitude jar, come back, I'm gonna finish this foot. We're probably gonna wrap up here in a little bit, but I do want to finish this kangaroo foot and maybe do the hind feet. And then we'll look at what you guys are drawing. That's what I forgot to say. If anybody wants to share your studies, if you want to. I know plenty of people draw and they don't want to share, and that's fine. I love that anybody has done any studies at all. If this has encouraged you to do a study this morning, then my day is complete. Like, you've made my day. But if you want to share what you made, you can post in the Art Gym section of the Discord, and we'll share it on screen. And I'm also starting this this other option where just encouraging people, if you want to, you can draw, post it on Blue Sky, or you can reply. Where's my post? Here it is. You can reply to this post in the comments if you don't want to make your own Blue Sky post or your own post in general. What's going on? Oh, Cat's Poo, thank you. I really appreciate that. 10 months! Holy cow, 10 months of subs. Thank you so much. That's extremely kind of you. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Or you can post, if anybody wants to post in the comments on Blue Sky, like if you don't want to make your own post and you don't want to join a Discord, that's another option too. So I'm trying to have a lot of options for people. Let me grab the gratitude jar. Since I am home, I can go grab it. We'll talk about that. I'm going to finish this kangaroo and then we're going to look at your art. So hold on one second. I'll be right back. I promise. Okay, so I do this really cheesy thing, for those who don't know, called the gratitude jar. I used to do this just on my own, but I recently made this a channel redeem for you guys if you want to help me remember to write stuff in the gratitude jar, because sometimes I get really busy and I forget to put something in here for like weeks, even months. So thank you for helping me fill my gratitude jar for 2025. So this is my jar. Basically the way it works is, I've done this since like 2018, but it's kind of just like a gratitude exercise where you write down something you're thankful for. I like to date it. Oh yeah, I have to show you the duck. Thank you for reminding me to show you. Look at this duck. Look at how cute it is. Look at my cute duck. I don't remember where I got this, but it's so cute. I love it so much. It's not an eraser, it just lives on the pencil. It's great. Thank you! It all sticks. I'm glad you like it too. It's the little things, guys. But yeah, so the idea behind a gratitude jar is I have these like slips of paper in this little kit sitting by my door in my bedroom so that I have to see it every day when I come in and out. So hopefully it can remind me. The idea is it can remind me to write in it. So I'll put the date on it because I like to know the date. And basically all year long, I'll write down things that I'm grateful for. It can be big things, little things. Like I've done things like, it was a beautiful day today. You know, like that's something to be grateful for, that I had a really beautiful day. Or the sun was really warm or something. Or it can be like really big things, like I was able to get my car battery replaced. That's a big thing, right? And then at the end of the year, what I do on New Year's Eve is I'll open the jar. So I don't read anything in here until New Year's Eve. So it's like a way to reflect on the year that, I don't know, just it can kind of help you remember all the positive, because our brains are sort of wired to just focus on the negative all the time. And I don't think that's good for us. It's definitely not good for me. And I've definitely noticed it does make me kind of like look forward to kind of wrapping up a year and starting a new one. So if anybody is interested in like a very cheesy tradition that you could start with yourself or your family or your friends or whatever, I really like doing a gratitude jar. So what am I grateful for today? Well, I got a really good night's sleep last night. I was able to sleep like 9.5 hours to make up for the 4 hours I got yesterday. So I'm gonna write that down. Got an amazing night's sleep. It's a small thing, but I think it does help me to just remember that something good happened today. Claire is grateful for Louis Vuittons on horses. Hey, if you want to put that in your gratitude jar, I would be honored. Get an amazing night's sleep. 9.5 hours. I think I got more than that actually, but my Fitbit didn't really monitor it super well. But yeah, that's my gratitude for today. And you can do more than one per day. You know, there's been days where I've had lots of good things that I want to remember and I've put them all in there. But goes into my gratitude jar. It's in there now. I'm not going to read it again until New Year's. So sometimes I'll put like a do not open till New Year's Eve thing on the top of the jar. Anyway, that's the gratitude jar. Thank you for redeeming that. Yes, I have been having terrible sleep lately, so it was really nice to actually feel rested last night. So I'm going to say we got like 5-ish minutes, and then we're going to look at what you guys have drawn. Like I said, you don't have to join the Discord if you want to participate. You can post on Blue Sky. You can post on my post in Blue Sky if you don't want to make your own post. You can post a link in chat. You know, if you, I don't want people to feel like they can't participate unless they're in Discord. I will check the Discord first, and then we'll look at the other places. And then we'll find some other artists to read into. You always try to sleep at 10 o'clock? I try. I don't always succeed, but I try. I'm actually been getting to bed a little bit earlier because I'm not able to get to the studio right now. Why can't I draw this claw? Because I'm trying not to bother my roommate and I don't want to work too late, so I've been wrapping up work around 8:30 or 9, which is pretty early for me. Typically, because I only can work on art stuff 3 days a week, because I have a day job, the other 3 days, and then I take Sundays off to recover because I have to have one day or else I die. Yeah, I just, I try to fit as much into Monday through Wednesday as I can, but it does often mean late hours for me. This is a really interesting paw pad. So I'm trying to pay attention to like where I'm seeing the creases in the paw, like the texture of the skin even is kind of interesting. And I like how they have little like fuzzy, you can see all the little fuzzes behind. It's kind of fun. Also the claws have this really interesting like, it's like almost the quick or something. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here. Yeah, I typically get up at like 6. This morning was very rare. I actually stayed asleep until like 8:30. I think it was almost 9 o'clock before I actually looked at my watch. Usually I'm not able to sleep in that much, but I think it's just a testament to how tired I was after yesterday. But yeah, I'm gonna end stream, do a little workout, hopefully get me nice and sleepy for tonight. Try to get some work done today. I made up enough of the exactly. Yeah, I think I did put that in the gratitude jar the other day when somebody redeemed it. But I went to my first convention in 6 years and made all my money back. And enough to pay for my car battery. So I was grateful. I'm grateful that that didn't come out of, I mean, it came out of my pocket, but my pocket got filled first, which is really nice. I was not expecting that, but I'm hoping to get into more conventions this year. I'm gonna apply, whenever it opens, I keep watching for it to open, but I'm gonna apply to TwitchCon. I really hope I get in. I don't know if I will. But if anyone's been to TwitchCon before and has tips on the application process, like, what got you in, or how, like, I don't know, if there's like a trick, like please let me know, because I would really like to go to TwitchCon and yeah, meet lots of cool people and just meet other artists here on Twitch. I'm sure there's lots of cool artists that I don't know just because they stream at times I'm not paying attention. I'm gonna do a quick study of this kangaroo foot. Actually, I'm gonna move this guy. Where are you? Oh my gosh, I lost it. There it is. Okay. Get out of the way. I'm trying to keep all my sketches in one place to make screenshotting easier. Wild Creets got in. I don't know who that is, but if they're an artist, I will check them out. Wait, did I draw on the same layer as this? No. Why is this so big? we have 1 minute. Okay, I'm gonna go really fast. Really fast. Trying to think again about like muscles, bones, like what's going on underneath the surface here. I do like their little hands. I like how knobbly they are. It almost looks like a human hand. It's kind of wild. One thing I probably need to study more, and I just don't, is like monkeys. We probably need to do a monkey day. I wonder if there is like a world monkey day. Maybe we'll draw monkeys on monkey day. I do not draw enough primates. Unless you count humans. And then I still probably don't draw enough primates, actually. I think we have an ad coming up, so I'm gonna try and finish this hand, and then we will do a stretch break during the ads. And then we're gonna look at what you guys did. So I didn't quite get as many done today as I was hoping, but we had some good conversations, so I'm okay with it. "7 seconds. I'm not gonna finish this other one in 7 seconds. It's like I'm doing gesture studies. Yeah, I agree, Claire. I kind of like streams that have conversations. I tend to be drawn to those because I kind of treat Twitch streams almost like interactive podcasts in a way, so it's like something I listen to as I work. So it's kind of nice to have something to listen to. But then of course sometimes there's like some artists I follow who they just have music on and they don't talk, and I like those too. So it's not to say that I don't listen to other things, but I do find myself drawn to the conversational streams. I like interacting until I don't, then I'm a little okay. Yeah, right, let me paint. It is like a tricky balance, right? Oh, whoops, there's an ad. Let me stop drawing for a sec. It's a tricky balance. Like if you're trying to be productive, it can be very distracting, but it's okay. I like being distracted from my studies anyway. Oh, let's stretch, guys. Unshrimp. If you can hear the sound of my voice, it is time to unshrimp. Kind of put your back into alignment, do some shoulder rolls, whatever you need to do. Oof, I am sore for some reason. I don't know why my shoulders are sore. What did I do yesterday? I don't think I moved anything heavy. So weird. Anyway, if you want to stretch with me, the stretch I like to do is to arch my back and kind of like overcorrect my the shrimp posture. Kind of push your neck back, hold your shoulder blades together. This is great if you spend a lot of time on your computer in any way, or on your phone, or if you're gaming. Any kind of sitting. If you're sitting for a long time, it's easy to slowly kind of hunch. So this is hopefully helpful to correct that. So you're going to hold for 20 seconds, flexing and stiffening your muscles really hard, trying to hold those shoulder blades together, and then you're going to relax. And so when you relax, it kind of puts you in a more upright position, right? We talk about that most times that we do stretches, but I know that there's always new people. You never know who's here, so I'll reiterate it. And then we're going to do a little carpal tunnel stretch here. You take your fingers, point them at the floor, grab your thumb and your fingers with your other hand and pull gently toward your body. This should not hurt, but it should feel like a stretch. In even your palm, I feel a little bit in my palm here, and in my forearm, and around my wrist. Try to get your thumb in there too, if you can. There we go. Okay. Do some wrist rolls. You can also do rev the motorcycle. I don't think we did that one before, but you do like 10 forward and 10 back, or you can break them up like I do. There was another one somebody told me recently where you make an OK sign and then you like put your arm back. I don't know if you guys can even see this. Like put your arm back with the OK sign. This is really awkward to do on stream here. And then you like do this and it like stretches. It helps with basically you're like doing the whole rotation of this nerve, and it helps with tennis elbow or orbital tunnel. I think it's the one that makes these two fingers numb. So if you've noticed numbness in your pinky and ring finger occasionally, that's a sign that you're getting tennis elbow. or orbital tunnel, I believe. And so there's like two nerves. There's like nerves that control these two fingers that runs down here, and there's the nerves that control these three. These three right here. And those are all connected here. So you can do stretches for both. So I think I probably need to incorporate that one. Although, funnily enough, I don't notice, like... I don't notice... This is so funny to do on stream. Anyway, that's what you're supposed to do. Don't laugh at me too much, chat. I notice it more in this hand, which is... Oh wow, that's really hard for me. Because... It's funny because this is my non-drawing hand, so I don't know why. I'm sure instead of putting it on your face, you can also just, like, pull your fingers down, but... Okay, I think we're done. Sorry, for anybody who just came back in, I do stretches during the ad breaks. We do carpal tunnel stretches and posture stretches, so that's all you miss around here during ads. I try to stop drawing and take a little stretch break for you guys and for me, because I need to be stretching throughout my day as well. Eventually, I would like to do like a lift command like Chris Wright does, but haven't had the time to implement that. Okay, I'm gonna stop here for now. That seems like plenty of feet. What other animals will make snow replicas? It's true. Oh, you mean primates, Siren? How you doing, Siren, by the way? Less fun animal. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I've always felt about it, Bach. I agree. Ever since I was a kid, I was just like, man, I don't want to draw people. I see people all the time. You know, people are boring. I want to draw animals because I never get to see an elephant or a kangaroo, or, you know, eagles are really cool and I very rarely see those, and I want to study them and understand them. They were like this mystery being that I don't know, I grew up in the suburbs, you know, it's like the most animals I would see would be like squirrels and songbirds, and maybe a rabbit occasionally, or a dog or a cat, but like, animals have always seemed more interesting. Welcome back from ads, welcome back. That's weird that you just now got out, because it said that it ended a while ago here. Your bones are cracking and creaking. Oh, that's a sign that the stretching is working, I think. So here's my feet studies for the day. Animal feet, fun to do. I'll try and like scoot this hoof a little closer. I'm gonna go into the Discord now and go peek at what you guys have been drawing. And then we'll also look at blue sky. Where is the hoof? I don't know where I put the hoof. There's a hoof somewhere in this folder. Where's the... I'm so confused. Oh, here it is. Okay. Gosh, this is the downside of drawing on multiple layers. There we go. That's all I wanted to do. Scoot you a little closer. Okay, cool. So I will take a screenshot of this at some point and I'll post it. Actually, let's just do it right now so I don't forget. And then let's go into the Discord and see what you guys got up to. So this was Animal Feet's Day. I'm gonna get that paw in there. No, maybe not. It looks silly. Okay, there we are. Animal feet. Save. I'm gonna post this on Blue Sky in my comments. If anybody else wants to post in the comments of that, feel free if you did want to make your own post. Mine from today. There we go. Alright, let's go into the Discord. See what you guys got up to. And I've got Box here as well. Okay. Art gem. Okay, so here's how it works. I'm gonna do a quick scroll through and make sure nobody did anything that was not work safe, which looks like we're good. I've never really had an issue with that, but I always like to check. And then we're gonna look at what you guys drew. Make sure you can see it. Oh, I forgot. That's right. I changed my Huion view, so you can see more stuff. Let's just, to keep it less distracting, we'll just resize it here. That looks terrible. I'm so sorry. I need to fix my stream setup again. Okay, so yeah, we go up to like the last thing that we shared on screen, which was basically we looked at everything yesterday up to where I posted my studies from yesterday. We did green stuff, and now we're gonna move down into today's studies. We have some feet studies from Amaze here, Amazing Fan 15, our wonderful mod, who also started streaming on Twitch relatively recently. If you aren't already following Amaze, check him out. Does great stuff on Twitch, including animation these days. So if you want to go check out some animating, he's been doing a lot of animation of like stuff for his stream setup and does character art and that kind of thing, comics. Lovely forelimb of a horse here. Well done. Well done. Really good, nice job paying attention to like the skeletal structure. I sometimes gloss over the shape of the bones when I do my skeletal studies, but you did a really nice little study of like the actual shapes that these bones make. Hopefully it's helpful for if you ever have to draw a horse. Yeah, this is a great horse leg study for the bones. And right here we have a wonderful one of a very familiar lizard foot, a monitor foot here. Looks great, Amaze. Nice job with the way that the scales kind of move along the wrinkles in the skin and stuff. Really nice job paying attention to the scales. Very solid, very, very solid lizard foot here. Well done. Well done. I love this. Another way, if anybody wants to like take these things a step further, you could try doing studies where you articulate these hands and feet. And so like trying to imagine knowing what you do about anatomy, like what would it look like if the finger was raised or if the hand was like this, kind of like you would do with a hand study. And just see how comfortable you feel. I feel like maybe that's a good way to check and see how much you are copying versus studying. Because yeah, and sorry, I'm just talking out loud. This drawing made me think of it, but this looks fantastic. This looks fantastic. Again, I love the way you like tried to look at the arches of scales and stuff. Very nice, Amaze. Foot reaction. Who did this? Feet. Oh my gosh, somebody is putting feet on my block. Putting feet on everything. This one is from Yangularoo. Yangularoo. These are great. Oh, bare feet. I was thinking about bare feet. I didn't end up doing them. Look at all these toe beans, you guys. Look at all these toe beans. Another artist here on Twitch that you guys should follow if you aren't already. Rue also does a lot of animation on stream, but is quite the accomplished draftsman as well. She's also just really sweet to hang out with. Has nice music, hums along, very, very sweet to talk to. A very cozy art stream. So if you're looking for a new art streamer that you want to support, go check out Yangularoo. Does really, really great stuff. Don't miss Yangularoo. I love these. Really nice job on like the different, like here's the cat pressed with the claws extended and here's retracted, and just like looking at them from different angles. This is very helpful to do to help you be able to draw these from imagination later. So well done, well done. They are super cute, right? Rabbits don't have paw pads? They do though. They do, Bakaholic. They're just, some of them are covered up with fur. Because I've seen them. But I have heard that. Rabbit. Is this a front foot of a rabbit? Let's look. No, they do. See? Maybe it's just the front foot that you can see them. Like, here's a rabbit foot. Yeah, I've heard that before. And I know that that's true for a lot of rabbits, but I think some of them they do. Wait, that looks like a cat. That's not a rabbit. Stinking Google. Yeah, I think it just depends on the rabbit and also the age. Yeah, I don't know, because I'd heard that before too, and I was like, wait, what? Really? I don't know, but I know that like their back feet, especially, they're like really fuzzy. I don't know, unless Rue, maybe you got tricked. Maybe this is not a rabbit foot. Maybe it just said rabbit foot, but it's a cat foot. I have no idea. It's hard to tell. See, now I'm gonna go down an animal rabbit hole. Haha! See what I did there on accident? I don't know. I think some of them can, but I actually don't know. It looks similar to a cat foot. Yeah, I think I see the reference you used. I don't know. Tricky internet being tricky. Either way, it's a great study. Whatever kind of foot it is, it's a great one. Either way, love that you did them in rotation. I love that you did studies from multiple angles. Now you too will get to go down the rabbit hole of finding rabbit foot pictures with paw pads, because I think some of them do have them. Beautiful stuff either way. Lovely, lovely sketches. Oh, we have another rabbit, I think. Oh no, this is an elephant foot. Nice. This looks like a rabbit. Is that a rabbit? Oh, we have a lovely study here from Miss Yvette. Miss Art Rules. Wrist bone, talking about the bones. Yeah, for a panda. Nice, nice. Oh yeah, pandas have that crazy wrist bone that becomes an extra digit or whatever. It's like this, but it like has, or one of them, I think it's this one, and it like sticks out. I forgot about that about pandas. Pandas are wild. Lovely studies, Miss Art Rules. Thank you so much for sharing. Trying to find it in chat, make sure I got the... Maybe the pads and the rabbit wears out and turns to fur. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I looked into it. I did a deep dive on this one time, and you can find pictures of rabbits with toe beans. Because they do have them, it's just that the hair grows around it to protect it, to make them sound soft, right? Like when they're running and stuff, it's like it muffles and insulates the foot or something. But I think they do actually have them, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it some other time. Yeah, panda arms. Yeah, they're wild. If only they could adapt having some kids. So amazed. Funny thing about that, there's like this story about pandas being terrible. I think they are not the best at raising cubs, even in the wild. But there used to be this thing about pandas, how they like couldn't breed. Like they like weren't strong. They weren't able to like actually breed one another for a long time in zoos, and scientists were like, what the heck? Like how come they can't? Like, it's like the males couldn't hold on very well, like they would just like let go. And apparently it was because, yeah, they didn't have the right enrichment in their environment. They didn't have like bamboo. They basically had to like, in trees, like they needed to be able to strengthen their muscles by climbing, and they weren't doing that for a long time in zoos. And so some of that about pandas not being able to have kids, some of that is myth. It was just like poor animal husbandry on our parts in zoos. Like we hadn't observed enough about pandas in the wild at the time. This was like in the early 90s, I think, that they figured this out. But like some of that is not true. But I think there are some animals that are just not great at being parents, and I think pandas are just kind of lackadaisical about child rearing. But they can have kids. Can't have that in my head for rabbit paw. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Well, either way, thank you, Miss Yvette, for drawing along. This looks fantastic. Very, very cute. Yeah, they have to be able to like hold something or strengthen their muscles. I read something about it. It was really interesting. Cause yeah, pandas have this they have this, what is it, reputation for just being like terrible at procreating. And some of that was not fair. Oh, and here we have one from Bacaholic. I saw that you posted this on Blue Sky too. Very lovely. These are fantastic. I love them. Ooh, is this a bee foot? Is this a spider foot? Are these spider paws? It's some kind of an insect foot. Which insect is this? A weevil! Oh my gosh. I love the colors. This is wild looking. Oh, this is an interesting foot. I feel like I recognize this foot. What is it? Yeah, these are really interesting. Got a cat foot here, it looks like. 2 cat foots. A lovely frog foot. We were talking about frogs yesterday. These are great, Bacaholic. Really, really nice studies. Really, really careful observation. Good proportions. These look fantastic. I'm really curious what this one is. Is it a lizard of some kind? It looks like almost like a mammal, but it's hard to tell. Platypus. Okay, so it is. It's a platypus. It's a mammal. Wow, I didn't realize that their claws were covered by webbed foot too. Hold on. What? Platypus foot. Wow. Weird little creature, yeah, for sure. Huh. Oh my gosh. So basically their claws are useless. They can't actually use them. That's so weird. On the hind feet they can, but on the front feet they're like totally webbed over. That is, man, nature is fascinating, you guys. This is why animals are more fun than people. So cool. These look great. Really nicely done, Dogaholic. Here, I'm gonna do you one. Put a little foot reaction there. Lovely. Lovely studies. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm beginning to think you hate people. I don't hate people. I just don't find them interesting to draw, which is a problem, because I need to find ways to be interested in drawing people. I just think this kind of thing is so much more interesting. A leaf beetle foot, for example. Like, look how cool that is. I want to draw that. Dang, Beats, this is awesome. You guys are really knocking it out of the park with this. I really wasn't sure how many people would want to like draw today since the topic was so weird, but you guys are killing it. Love the texture that you got in here too. Look at the little shines. The shines are really nice. Parry the, yes. Square, yeah, I guess warning if you don't like bug feet. If bug feet freak you out, avert your eyes, chat. But I think this is fantastic, Beats. Thank you so much for drawing along. Oh, there's like a little footprints. I didn't know we had a footprints emote. Love it. Fantastic. Leaf beetle. Leaf beetle. I don't know what that is. Oh, see, of course Beats knows a beetle when he sees one. Oh, and here we have one from Squirrel. Oh, these are great figure studies. Whoops. Rue snuck it in. Fixed. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious and very good timing. Hold on, let's look at squirrels. Been needing to actually study suits and fabric, me too. We did a fabric study. I probably need to work another clothing study in. Oh, speaking of, I thank you to, I think it was Pyro who told me about Google Docs having a calendar that you can use in there. I found a calendar template that's like I can put any year in and it will reformat it to whatever the right days and months are. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to bookmark that so I never lose it. And that's what I'm going to use for this year. So I'm going to actually make a calendar for the rest of this month, and then I'm going to make one for next month too. And we'll work in, it helps me plan for stuff like this. Like, oh, let's do like suits or dresses or hats or, you know, stuff like that. Fantastic. Anyway, thank you, Squirrel, for reminding me that I need to add that to the list. Squirrel says, been needing to actually study suits and fabrics since I'm getting a comic in a corporate, oh, you're studying a comic in a corporate setting. Very cool. But I keep procrastinating, I understand. Yeah, no, thank you for practicing along. I'm glad that the accountability worked for you. These look fantastic. I love that you did like the coat in different stages of being put on. Amazing. Wonderful. I hope it was a helpful study. It looks like it was very helpful. I mean, I believe that these are heavy jackets and coats and pants. Looks like suit material to me, for sure. Oops, I just messed up my chat somehow. Hold on. I was trying to type, but it didn't work. For those who don't know, Squirrel also streams here on Twitch. You guys should go follow, and you can watch Squirrel work on this fantastic art. Really, really wonderful work. Man, I love the way you did the values. This is a lot. This is great. You have such good gesture, too. Like, these are very gestural studies, which I personally really like. What was that? Anonymous just played, but for 5 bits? For 5 bits? You just put in a random but What did I say? Oh, that's funny. Well, thank you, Anonymous, for those 5 bits. I hope you enjoyed pushing that button. Feel free to push it anytime. Very funny. Found this crazy stock photo dude doing the wildest poses. Oh, that's cool. Was it like a certain site? Just like posing with his jacket, basically? That's awesome. This looks really helpful. Man, look at the values, like the shadows and stuff you got on the jacket from like the cast shadow from the face and the body as well. And the values are killing me, honestly. I'm just like, I can't stop looking at them. These look great. You can tell that you, like, just looking at this, you can tell, obviously, somebody who's very comfortable drawing people. Teach me your ways. I would love to be able to draw humans like this. This is like goals for me, so just, you know, I'm just gonna take it in for a second. But man, like the wrinkles and stuff here, these look fantastic. The foreshortening on the knee, like stellar work. Suits are so sharp, yeah. Yeah, that's true. They are really angular, and there's a lot of really like sharp lines in this. Good thinking, Rue. Well, thank you so much, Squirrel, for sharing. This is fantastic. And like I said, folks, if you're not following Squirrel, it is Squirrel, right? I'm saying that right? I used to say squirrel. I think you said it was like spiral. So yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. This sharp-looking gentleman wearing mini coats. Correct, awesome. This looks fantastic. Very inspiring stuff. It's weird, I was so into drawing animals as a kid and then did a sharp turn into people and never really looked back. Interesting. See, I was the opposite. I actually used to draw a lot of people when I was younger. Well, not a lot, but like, I drew plenty of anime fan art as a middle schooler. And then I had always kind of like more enjoyed creature design. And then at some point I was like, you know what? I'm not nearly as interested in people, even if they're my favorite characters. So I'm just gonna draw animals, and I basically did that for a decade. Rue, this is so funny. Rue, that's true. You do want to make sure, this is actually a really good point, and why it's important to like, I have done this before too, where I've studied a reference that was not, I still am not sure. I don't know if it was a cat foot or not, but I do think rabbits can have toe beans. It's just sometimes they're not visible. But I'll have to look into it again, because I remember doing a deep dive on this a few months ago when I first heard that rabbits don't have toe pads. Because I think when they're babies you can see them before the hair has grown. So it's possible it was a baby rabbit foot that had the hair growing. But either way, I love that you corrected this. This is a great example of like, so there's two things practice makes, right? Practice makes perfect, we hear a lot. And what's the other one? It's practice makes... It's like, you hear it a lot in sports and in athletics. It's like practice makes patterns, or practice makes... It's like, it can be damaging, basically. Like, you can practice the wrong thing. Practice makes habits. Yeah, practice makes progress. No, there's something else. There's like an actual... I've heard it like 3 times in the last month, and I'm annoyed that I can't... I'd never heard it before, but I feel like a permanent. It's like, it starts with a P. It's like alliteration. Practice makes permanent, and so you usually hear that as like a sports injury. Like if you practice the wrong way or you have bad form, you're gonna have a permanent injury. I'm dealing with that right now with my hip, my running injury in my hip. Practice makes permanent. Hopefully it's not permanent. Hopefully I'm young enough to correct it. We'll see. But I think it's true for art too. Like, you can practice the wrong way, or you can, like, this kind of ties into schema a little bit too. Like, this is where schema can be dangerous, is if you start treating your schema as reality, and it can be really hard to break that pattern. But yeah, practicing and studying something that's not accurate can also hurt your creative bank account, right? So I love that you were like, I have to fix that. I don't want the wrong thing. I don't want the wrong thing in my brain, right? Is basically what Rue has done here, which is great. That's a great example. So thank you for sharing the update. That's very funny. Yeah, must fix. Right. Yeah, you gotta make sure that you don't have the wrong thing in your brain. But I would recommend looking into it too, because I remember being like, wait, really? They don't have toe pads? They do. I think they're just covered up in a lot of species or in breeds. But it's been a while since I've looked at this. Either way, I love that you fixed it. And that was very funny. It's very funny timing. So thank you everybody for participating. Let me just do a quick double check and make sure I'm not missing somebody on Blue Sky. Okay, I don't think I'm missing anybody on Blue Sky. Okay, cool. We showed Bach post on Blue Sky. Love it. Love it. Looks great. Okay, I think that's the only places I said. I'm not gonna dig through Instagram, because Instagram is really hard. So I'm going to post my studies somewhere. Is this the right one? Yes. There we go. There's mine from today. So now, folks, anything that's posted below that, like if you're still working on studies, you can post below that. You can always post on Blue Sky too. I can start trying to check that if anybody wants to use the comment section of the Blue Sky post to post their studies. That way everybody can feel like they can participate if they want to. But we're gonna go find somebody to raid. Somebody doing some art. I try to do WorkSafe arts when I can. We're gonna find hopefully somebody doing that on Twitch. Oh wait, I have to save this because otherwise my stream will crash. Hold on. Oh geez, I have too many windows open. My stream's gonna crash. How do I keep this from crashing? Yeah, I mean, I try to be generally work safe and family friendly. Mostly, like I said, I used to be an elementary school art teacher, so in the past I've actually had students pop into chat. This was a while ago, to be fair, but it did kind of make me paranoid about like being associated with anything that wasn't at least work safe. It is hard to find on Twitch sometimes though, so I usually try to go like family friendly art or work safe art. And worst case, sometimes we'll raid in, I'll just give a warning, because, you know, I can't control what somebody else is doing, and I don't care personally. I just try to keep just in case somebody's watching with their kids or somebody's watching at work, I don't want anyone to be, like, jarred with, like, something suddenly not work safe. Let's see. Oh, we haven't raided Easel in a while. Easel is always family friendly. Oh yeah, it's been over a month since we've popped in here. Let's go say hi to Easel. I don't have a raid call because I'm not a pro, so I apologize for that. But we could do Casey raid. I don't know. I need to come up with something better, folks. I'm so sorry. One of these days I'm gonna be a pro. Also, somehow my chat is broken again. I'm very behind. So I have no idea what anyone's saying. Okay. Yes, let's raid into Easel. I'm gonna try and switch to my OBS thingy. Wait, where did OBS go? Aha! Everything is so hard on one screen. I'm so bad at this. Oh hey, my OBS isn't stuttering with this part. Nice. Sometimes it stutters if I don't close everything. But thank you for the subs today. Thank you to my mods. Obviously, you guys are amazing. I really appreciate your help. Thank you to the followers and the lurkers and the chatters and just everybody who stopped by today. It was really great to see everybody. And then, of course, thanks to my patrons right down here below my picture. If your name is showing up in there, I appreciate you. That's I think that's patrons at the second tier level or higher. If anybody wants to check that out, you sure can. And if you are watching, patrons, I'm sending out your cards today, so keep an eye on your mailboxes. But let's go say hi to Easel. Easel's very sweet, does oil painting if you haven't been there before. We're gonna go say hi to Easel because it's been a minute, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So we'll see you then.